Thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming. We'll be doing a video on a Magic the Gathering draft. So I'll probably be doing a couple different videos as far as this goes. So there should be a couple more in the near future, but we will see how it goes. Just waiting for it to queue up, and you can probably see whether I should have drafted something a little differently or better, but we'll see how it goes. So let's see what we start with. So I know that's a pretty solid long-term one. Skellies. Giant's pretty meh. So I think we could probably start with going some green here. Because late game, the +4/+4 is pretty nice, and if they try to use creature removal, I get some tokens out of it, so it's definitely not too bad. So I don't think there's a ton of auras, so it may not be as nice. It's a good color fixer. Also a little bit of ramp too, which is nice. Wouldn't be too bad either. I was thinking possibly splashing, because we could probably get some more of these rejuvenators. So I'd probably go with the Gift of Paradise. It's another one. Deal 7 damage to a creature. And I could just jump into Monstrous Growth, or yeah, I think we might just go a little further. 3 power is not terrible. Could be better. Until we see something particularly good to splash into, we'll stick with green for the most part so far. I've seen a lot of white in this set be pretty good, but let's see. So that would be good for like killing enchantments and artifacts. Really don't need a wall. I mean, it's good for blocking flyers and stuff. I get splash red for that, but I don't think it's worthwhile yet. 2/2 Vigi, not too bad. Basically a knight, but yeah, we'll grab the Reclaimer for now. Yeah, probably not super useful. These spiders are always really good because they're just solid overall. It's a 2/4 reach, even though it might not be good in other formats. It's a pretty solid for sort of this like limited style format. We could splash red for some acts of treason if we think they're going to outpower us. I might go with spider for the moment. So, 2/3 is not too bad. 2/2, basic generics. 2/2/2s if we want to dip into white. And I would feel, like a milling wouldn't be too bad in the format, but how we're going is probably not as useful. So I might go with another Reclaimer Mage. So an aura, not too terrible. Sacrifice creature, exile the top card of your library. You may play this card. I don't think we're going to have a lot of tokens and stuff to play with, so it might not be as ideal. So some cantrips. I mean, we could pot. Yeah, let's just grab that for now. So where are we splashing is the question. Because we could splash into red. I mean, a 5/4 is a pretty nice beat stick. Yeah. I might just grab this for no real particularly good reason. Well, maybe the 4/4. We could start looking towards black, maybe? And we'll see how this pans out. If we want to take out flyers, I mean, equipment's always never too bad either. I don't think we're running a lot of flyers. I think if someone else got that, that'd be perfectly fine with me. So if we did want to continue down the road of black, basically a Spellweaver Helix for 2 is not too bad. And then a turn 1 duress. Yeah, I would say desecrated for no other reason. And I guess we'll get a millstone. I don't think we'll use it unless we just have nothing better. Let's see. I don't see me going a ton of goblins. She's actually pretty solid, so I might actually grab her. Now, if I did splash blue, she's actually looks pretty amazing as far as like, you know, if you're running a blue-green and you can slowly build up your flyer, but I don't think I'm also splashing blue, so I mean, archers may not be bad, but they're common, so it may come back around. We can do another Gift of Paradise if we want to ramp really quick. Yeah, we might take another gift. So, kill spell may not be terrible to have, just in case they have a bigger threat than I do. Probably. Yeah, I mean, it's 3 damage mixed with a kill spell, so we might go with it. 6/5 beater. We have some ramps, so it may not be too terrible to go. Basically a fight spell. It's not too bad either if we want a creature control, but we might just go with the straight beats for that. For a really bad sideboard plan, okay, I don't think there's a lot of tokens though. And I don't plan on going blue or white. Yeah, 3/2 for flash. I'd probably just grab the amulet for no other reason. Enchantments won't be a really big deal. Again, for another reason, I might take the deflection tower. A duress may not have been a terrible idea either. I mean, it's mana ramp. Not as ideal, but otherwise it destroys. So we will grab Rejuvenator. When it dies, gain 2 life, 2/2 Vigi. I kind of prefer the Vigilance ones, to be honest. We could go with another big beat, or another Spellweaver Helix. I think, let me see, converted mana cost. I mean, it couldn't hurt to round up more of the bottom, so we might actually go more bite. So it's just a 1/1 for 1, but I mill 3, not as ideal. So we'll basically just get this bear. 2/2 for 2. Next thing, probably Field Creeper. I mean, it's a 2/1 for 2. He doesn't have anything else. Nope. Okay. Act of Treason, just because I don't want it used against me. 3/2 for Flash. Would be terrible. It's another Bidgey. Bidgey's not too bad. And over to sideboard. Well, Johnny kind of really makes me wish I had ran white this round. Because white looks really good in this set, honestly. I will be grabbing him mostly because, you know, why not? Battlefield, you draw 4 cards and lose 4 life. I'm guessing some of you guys might end up hating me for this, but I always want to build a deck around those at some point, just using like shapeshifters and, I mean, obviously not in this format, but it'd be a fun little one to run. But I do have a green-black land. I might grab the contract for trade fodder. Let's do... There's a fog. I think we should be on the aggressive side of it, really. So we probably want the 3/3 for 3. I mean, it's just solid. Let's kind of see. Yes, we don't have many 1-drops, but we could probably grab a few more Drexes. Potentially. Since they're commons, they tend to float through a little bit more frequently, but as much as I would love like a Titanic Growth, I think usually just having more creatures on board in general are good. Though I do have like Wrath of God in this in M19, even though it's like a 5 cost drop, but I think we should probably continue with just another 6/5. I mean, it has no trample or anything, but that's pretty massive in a limited format. So we have more bears. I mean, it taps for mana. It's a 1/3 blocker, so that's not too bad either. We're gonna probably just grab that. So we're at about 26, which is good because we're at about that point where if we take like one more card, then that's usually where you have like the 2-to-1 to land ratio, you know, 13 or 14 land, and not be in too much trouble. So green, white, red, blue, white. So I think we're just grabbing something that would be terrible against us. I don't think that'll be a big problem. I don't think there's just a lot of enchantments in general. But because of Ajani's and stuff, I think getting rid of some of these life flankers might be a good idea on the white side. So we might just grab this dude. You control dies. So we could grab like a trick, or we can grab another spider. Or we can grab another helix. I think we already have 2 helixes basically, so I'm almost thinking another spider. Yeah, we'll do another spider. See, if only I had some more life gainers, that would be nice. Because these guys would be pretty solid as with a bit of life gain in the deck. But even with that, I mean, it's a 4/4 for 5, so it's really not that bad. So yeah, we might just grab that. 2/2 for 2. Well, this actually does give me life gain. It's sort of a slow way of doing it, but that might not be a bad idea. I could potentially block like a 1/1 creature, tap them, do a point of damage. I kind of wish I had come across a few more of those in this one. I mean, if we want to double down extremely hard, having a fog. No, we're just gonna. I might end up regretting that pretty hard, but we'll see. We'll get another. Yep, that guy. A 4/4 trick, just because I'm probably gonna sideboard it out. We'll grab a bear. We'll take this guy just so it doesn't bother us. I'm not too worried about him, but you know. We'll just grab that. So as far as what we're taking out, we'll probably want to keep most of our 1-drops so we have something to do. I'm not totally on board with that. For the time being, we'll put Creeper up top. Like, he's pretty solid because late game he's much more useful. The Vigis are good. Man Acceleration, 2/2, 2/2. And then the helixes. So 3-drops, kill artifact, and those. I mean, we could. The Oaken Forms would be really nice on one of these Vigis, but at the same time, they might get targeted. And if they get targeted, it's pretty bad news, but. Whereas I could also throw it on, like, the Lieutenant, for example. And that way, if they target him, I at least get a token out of it. But he really doesn't have trample either, so it becomes that kind of thing. So I'm almost thinking we'll sideboard that in later if they don't have creature control. I mean, he gives me a couple extra little tricks too, but it means a 3/2. And can't make something unblockable if they have a bunch of like tokens and stuff. That helps me fetch a land. I'm kind of iffy on that one still. 3 for 3 is not bad. 3/2 with flash, so he can jump in and smack something basically. I think spiders are always pretty good. Now in most other formats they're pretty bad, but I mean they have reach 2/4 that smacks down a lot of flyers in general. Probably can't deal with like some of the dragons and stuff, but you know. I mean, that one's always a really good one too because when he comes into play, he's a 3/4 flyer for 5. Plus, he also knocks out 3 life. He also works really well with the Epicures of Blood, which are also 4/4s. I mean, hopefully, basically, what we're gonna end up doing is ramping really fast into the higher tier and just go on the offensive and keep hitting. And basically, I think the main thing we're trying to avoid is basically overextending too hard. So that's kind of why we want really big singular creatures, 2 or 3 creatures to come out. Because if they're running white, there's a good chance they could just, bust the entire board. So I think that being said, I might actually keep the equipment out there since we're going to be just throwing it on 1 or 2 creatures. I think Titanic Growth should go. I threw out the Aura. I'm kind of torn on these, but I do feel that those ramp us fairly quick into the... Because, like, let's say if we really need, like, to 2 black, for example, but we have a bunch of green right now, this could also tap into 2 black, for example. So that does help us fix a bit. Do we get rid of... I mean, if I were to think the weakest creatures in here would probably be the bear tokens, 2/2 for 2s. I mean, they're still not bad because you can still just kind of aggro through it. Maybe these 2/1s. Sideboard them in if I need to kill artifacts and all that stuff. I'm a little hesitant about that one too, but so basically I'm just gonna kind of hope I'm not super top heavy on this one. So it's suggesting about 8 black, 7 green. But it's actually more important to make sure that the greens are hit at least after the second or third land for the Gifts of Paradise. I might actually even it out to 7/7 because I think the double blacks is the main reason to have more, but I think I can actually fix those. So I'm actually going to do 7/7 because I also do want to hit the black in order to hit like the vampires and addresses. So we'll add that. And I'm just putting those in there to, in case I decide to fix my mana base because something goes wrong during, the game or whatever. But so that is going to be at least our draft and the deck for that. So the next video should be our first game. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, as I said, this is too entirely top heavy for it. But otherwise, I thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming, and you have a good day.